everyone, my name is Brenna and I am the brand manager here at Fabulous Aiken Homes.
Hey, my name is Nicole Martinez and I am the broker owner here at Fabulous Aiken Homes.
Today we'll be discussing the difference between a boutique brokerage, which is what we are, and then a regular brokerage. What is a boutique brokerage?
For me, a boutique brokerage is simply a brokerage that is customized and customizable. There's a lot of different brokerages out there. There's the franchise brokerage, which is more of a national chain, and they come with kind of a pre-made model. And the pre-made models are wonderful for people who really need to frame in their position as an agent so they can get some traction and move forward. What we find a boutique brokerage or more of a private customized brokerage benefits are, it gives us the agent an opportunity to customize their needs. You know, if they need training, great. If they need a showing assistant, great. If they need a private office space, that's great. So it's not a one-size-fits-all brokerage. It's more of a customizable brokerage that allows the agents to flourish from their position of strength.
As an agent looking to find a new home, why would I choose a boutique brokerage, or what is it about me that would make me want to choose a boutique brokerage?
And that's really the offering, is everybody beats to a different drum. Real estate agents are a very unique breed. You know, we're a breed that needs to run free with some type of organization, but the minute the squirrel runs across, you know, we want to take a look.
Yeah.
So I think, honestly, the importance of having many brokerages available is vital to the industry. Why would people choose a boutique brokerage? Because like myself, I was with a major brokerage for over 11 and a half years, and I loved the model. I loved the fact that there was framework around the production and allowed me to flow. But as I matured in my career and in my relationship that I wanted to have with my clients, I needed more flexibility. I expected more. A lot of agents often say, well, you know, my split is this and I only give away that. And, you know, it's very important for me. We don't give away anything. We were one of the hardest working group of people that I know. And so for us to want to give things away is important, but we can give it to charity. To give broker a percentage for, you know, maybe nothing in return, to me, is a heartfelt mishap. We should be giving away something that's helping us encourage business, encourage growth, and feel value, because again, we're out working at 6 o'clock at night, meeting people we don't know, and helping people with one of the toughest transactions in their life.
It's really important to make sure you have a group with you that is going to understand you. As a buyer, why am I going to choose a boutique brokerage?
Right.
If you're looking for that personal feel
Right.
and wanting to actually build a relationship and it be a process where they're with you start to finish,
Right.
and there's a lot of communication there, maybe a buyer would go to a boutique brokerage, would
Right.
you say?
And that's exactly the reason, is oftentimes we're trotting the road to destiny with a lot of unknowns. And there are some people in the context of this process that maybe don't need as much support or don't want the personalized nature.
Mm-hmm.
But for typically our clients, we resonate with people that are just like us. They
Yeah.
want somebody who's heavily involved. They want a clear understanding about the process. They want an appropriate timeline, and they just want to know what the next move is. A lot of our clients, and I tell people this all the time. I just said it to a client on the way in. I said, we're dealing with people's nests.
Mm-hmm.
We're dealing with the place that they retreat from the world, the place of safety, their place of serenity. So for us, it's very important, before we dislodge them from that environment, that they have a partner in crime, so to speak, to get them comfortably through the process, and there are no surprises, and they can comfortably go back to the next location, wherever it will be.
I see what Nicole and Samantha, what y'all do for all of your agents and how much support that you give them, and that is a really important factor to take in when you're looking for a job as an agent or looking to be a buyer. See how they treat their agents. I'm the type of person where I stalk social media.
Yeah.
I go all over the socials. I want to see, how are the agents feeling? How do they talk about their brokerage? And how are they treated? And that gives me an idea of how I will be treated when I
Right.
buy a home from them.
One of the biggest things for me, and I say it probably far too often, but I say it more to hear myself say it than I do for others to hear me say it, is, at heart, I'm an agent. This is happening to me. I say, been there, done that.
Yeah.
And so I can put my personal self into what their heart is feeling, their discouragement, their sadness. And I, as a broker, now say, will not have that happen here, because to this day I'm still an agent. The most important part for me is that we're here to better people's lives. I mean, ultimately you have a place on earth that you are taking up space, so you have two choices. And for us, it's certainly, if you can't do any harm to anyone else, that's one thing, but we are only given 24 hours in a day, and if you can allocate so much time to the betterment of people's lives, there's nothing that you haven't done that's worthwhile, and tomorrow is just full of greatness. And so for me, I think the practicality is we have an outlet here to help people. It's the people in their homes, the safest, most coveted place in the world, and we're going to do our very darndest to make sure that everybody has a positive experience within our parameters and our abilities.
All right, Nicole, so we've discussed as an agent looking for a brokerage, why a boutique brokerage may be better for you. And now we're going to talk more about as a buyer. At Fabulous Aiken Homes, the difference that I can see with our agents is they treat their clients like family. If people buying houses around here, they're buying that serenity. They're buying that peace.
You know, we service clients who have a certain expectation, and that's the bottom line. I myself, again, you know, having trod the road, we came here 1,100 miles. We had never even been to Aiken for the longest time. My husband and I were sitting in our, you know, snow-covered mountain retreat on a mountain, you know, with our 15-acre farm and our horses just layered in blankets, and we were looking at a couple of places. We thought about North Carolina, we thought about Texas, and we found this place called Aiken. And so we drove around Aiken for a couple, 2 or 3 weeks, and someone gently told us the name of the place was Aiken. And I said, certainly understandable, but we had never stepped foot here. We literally bought a 17-acre farm, and we had never set foot here. So it was very important to us that we had someone who led us down the street and said, this is where your library is, this is where your grocery store is. So when people come here, they're not buying a house, they're buying a place where their dog's going to need a veterinary clinic, and they're going to want to go out to dinner, whether it's at the Green Boundary Club or whether it's one of the little boutique restaurants downtown. They want to know where it is their healthcare is coming from. Because remember, we moved 1,100 miles to a place we had never known. And I tell this story all the time. It took me 4 or 5 times to get home every single day for about a month. Yeah. I was like, I think this is my street. And then my husband said to me, just use your directions. I said, I've used it and it brought me 3 different ways. So I live in the country, I love the country. And then the other thing is here, and God bless our souls, for all the people who have lived in Aiken for their entire life, and I know, people in Aiken have their special Aiken things. I must have driven down the one-way streets probably more than I should have. So for everybody who pulled over and gently waved me on and gave me a couple of God bless, I appreciate that. It's the nuances of not knowing anything, and we have many, many, many stories to share. There was a client who was staying in an extended stay. Her dog ran away. She put it on Aiken Pets Reunited, and then somebody saw that. She was working in Columbia. They Facebook back, we've got your dog, and she scooped her dog up and put her dog, you know, back in bed where it should have been. So the long and the short of it is, it may seem a place that's so far away, but there is a community here that is so worth being a part of. The people are kind and gentle. And finding a property, though it is the biggest priority, the biggest part is making you feel that once we've helped you find your house, that you feel at home.
I think that's another big part of choosing a boutique brokerage. You're choosing to work with an agent who's been there. You're working with an agent who lives in Aiken. Like Nicole, you live here. This is your home. You know where the restaurants are. You know where the library is. So your agent is able to show you what the community will give you.
Because we live here, we play here, and we welcome you here.
And it's not just Aiken. There's Aiken, there's Edgefield, there's Augusta, there's the Georgia side.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of goodness out there.
It's everywhere.
Windsor's filled with a whole lot of country. When we came here, there was a certain lifestyle that people thought we wanted, and so being into a community was something that they wanted for us, and we wanted the unrestricted nature of the country. So Edgefield to me it's gold. Yeah, you can get to Columbia, you can get to Augusta, you can get really anywhere you need to. So I think it bears worth the time to invest in a realtor who's going to take the time to show you where it is you have the possibilities to live, and then let's find a house. But once you know what all the options are, and the other thing is here, our agents enjoy that part of the process. They say to us all the time, you know, what if you don't make any money on that? And I tell people, we're not here for the money. It's process before profits. And once you follow the process of helping people find a place where their heart is fulfilled and their family can call home, the profits will come. We've never operated on the premise of profits, and much to the dismay of my accountant, but at the end of the year she does say, you did well. I said, well, thank you very much. She says, you spent much. And I said, perfect. We've done something right. Another little thing that we do that, and it's not for everybody, but for us, a lot of people are perplexed as to the transactional process of how to handle the logistics of a move. So for me, I say, what do you need? You need a place to put your horse? We can find you a place to board your horse for 3 weeks. You need a place to put your stuff? Our company supplies storage units.
Yeah.
Why is that important? Because everybody's running around with stuff in their car, or extra stuff that it's arrived early, or they're not quite sure. So complimentary to us, I have storage units. Go put a lock on it. If you can put your stuff in there, and that helps the transition from one location to another easier, perfect. We have a guest house. My husband often will say, there's a car out there, and I said, yes, there is, sweetie. That is our seller who has left their house 2 days early to accommodate a buyer who had a national mover come in, and they didn't have the flexibility to move their closing date. So we put them up in our guest house. They listen to our donkeys bray in the morning, and then, they leave 5 days later. So
How many agents are you going to meet? It's like, oh, you can just come stay in the guest house, no big deal.
oftentimes, the package that they have seen in the afternoon is not the package that they see in the
First
morning.
thing in the morning, feeding to the donkeys and the horses.
The camouflage bottoms and the striped coat and the big boots and the baseball hat. I think they're overwhelmed with the joy of being safe and happy and having the next phase of the transaction handled with some laughter and humor, that as they look at me feeding my donkeys and my horses in the morning, walking back and driving out the front of the house in my BMW in my cute outfit, they're like,
That's my Nicole.
that's right, that's the way we roll.
Even if you don't sell that house to that person, the experience,
Yes.
taking them around,
Right.
you built a relationship
Right.
at the end of the day. That's trust that you've built with your clients, and that is what I think carries you,
Right.
because that is the longevity of it. You want to have that trust and that relationship and the reputation.
In agreement with that, we invest in people.
Mhm.
That's just the bottom line. From our vendors, whether it's an electrician, whether it's our housekeepers, whether it's our people who keep us up and running, whether it's someone who's fixed our cars, whether it's somebody who shoes our horses, we're investing in people, and we're investing in people who are heartfelt on having a good, wholesome, hearty life where they can make positive contributions to society. So the money and the price of the house is always a variable when people are dealing with budgets, but I think more importantly is we invest in people, so we help them obtain their personal goals, which is making sure their kids have schools that they're comfortable with, they're close to their parents if that's the reason for them to move here. We're investing in people so they can invest in our community, and at the end of the day, we feel like we've done that.
So today we did talk about the difference between a boutique brokerage and a regular brokerage, and as an agent and as a buyer, what are you going to choose? And that ultimately comes down to who are you as a person? What are you looking for when you go and buy a house, or what are you looking for when you're going to work for someone for a long period of time? I hope this video definitely shines some light on what a boutique brokerage is. That's what we are here at Fabulous Aiken Homes. And I really appreciate you guys' time and for watching. And Nicole, thank you for being here with
You're
us.
welcome. Bye, everybody. Come to Aiken. Join us. It's a great ride.
That's right.
Amen.
Yeah,